Hey guys, how are ya? It is Max Powers, American Rover, and this is my quarantine kitchen. Tonight, I've been defrosting some scallops from my freezer, which is well stocked. I've got about 2 more weeks left in there, and I'm going to make a, quarantine kitchen risotto, which means I don't have any rice. And I don't have any white wine, but I do have riced cauliflower and a little bit of cheese. So we'll try something with that. I'm going to drop in to my pot here some coconut oil because it's on my diet. Get that melted down, and while we wait for that to come to a temperature, I'm going to get out some cheese. I really didn't plan for a lot of cooking, just to have food on hand. I am on a keto diet, so I'm going to try and make things work. I don't have a Parmesan. This is it's a Tuscan cheese from Trader Joe's. I'm just going to lop a bit off and have that chopped up and ready to go in with the riced cauliflower. I had planned ahead. I have salmon and I have scallops. I should have included some white wine in my hoarding, but I did not. So I'm going to have to work with what we have. Don't have a cheese grater either. Okay. The wonders of gas is how quickly that melted down. Two big things I'm going to use here to give it the flavor is one, where it's a keto diet, I've got ghee. So we're gonna put some ghee and give it a nice buttery flavor right in there. That's gonna melt down too. If you've ever cooked in stainless steel and not wanted it to stick, coconut oil is a healthy and great alternative. It forms a almost a non-stick surface on the pan as long as you don't heat it too much. Just finishing chopping that cheese. Popping the ghee back in the fridge. Melting it down a bit. Okay, there we go. This is what's left of a package of riced cauliflower from the freezer section at Trader Joe's. Everything I have right now is frozen. Gonna dump that in the pan. Got a little Himalayan sea salt. I don't usually use Himalayan. It's too salty for me, but it is on my diet. Some black pepper. I like black pepper. Just one more for me. Okay. I should have stocked up on more fresh garlic. But I've been in here since the 13th, so we're just gonna, it's probably not enough. So I'm putting a whole cube of frozen crushed garlic, handy to have on hand in case of a pandemic. Pop a lid on that. It'll steam a lot of the cauliflower. There's a ton of oil in there that'll stir around and keep it nice and moist. And then there's the butter and the garlic, which is going to be the bulk of the flavor. Okay. So over here, which you can't see, can you? Well, we'll bring it back over here. I've got my scallops. When I went shopping in preparation for the pandemic, I cut all my food when I had a kitchen with a sink and all that into serving size portions. So I have, 6-ounce steaks. I have tons of chicken thighs. I have scallops, salmon fillets, all cut into single serving sizes. Hoping that works out. So far I've got a good long time left with plenty of food in there. I also have tons of frozen vegetables. Just going to season these right now with a little salt. A little black pepper, and that was just a standard white sea salt. Make sure it coats all sides. Okay, gonna check in on the rice. Before I do much else, I'm going to get this cauliflower rice cooked and up to a decent temperature. I'm going to get the cauliflower nice and tender. If this had been an actual risotto, I would have had some white wine. I'd put that in about now and let it just kind of soak in and boil off until the cauliflower was nice and tender. This is metal. I'm not going to leave it in there. That's a lesson learned. Should have brought more utensils down with me too. I have a frying pan. I'm going to do asparagus too, and I could have done the asparagus in the frying pan, but I really don't want the flavors of my asparagus and my scallops mingling together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my asparagus. There's more than one stalk, I promise. I'm going to break it into the cauliflower and let that steam along with the cauliflower. It is, because everything else here is frozen. It is also frozen. Makes it last a while, and that way I don't have to go in public for a long time. Is that loud enough? So when my dad was here, living with us, and I would cook, I always, for some reason, whack the spoon on the edge of the pan like that, get all the excess off. And Chuck would be sitting in his chair in the other room and be yelling, "Hey, somebody get the damn door, will you? Somebody get the damn door." It was just me cooking. Just a humorous story from my past. This stuff is moist enough, steamed enough, that I can start worrying about the scallops. I'm going to add some cheese right in this. This is the cheese that I chopped earlier. We'll add that right in that pan. So it's a stainless steel pan, so I'm just going to kind of spread it out. I'm not going to stir it down into the bottom where it'll stick to the pan and make it a pain to clean. We'll just kind of let that... Someone's at the door again. We'll let that melt in to all the cauliflower. Then we'll stir it around at the end. I'm going to turn this down a hair. There we go. We'll get the pan for the scallops ready. Yes, I'm cooking with gas, but I got a window up there that's open. Gonna bring this down. We'll let that melt. And then we'll start tossing the scallops in. My butter's starting to melt. It is not. The pan's not really up to temp yet. It's getting close. It's scallops, so it's not going to take a lot of heat. But that smells good. Ooh, I whispered that. That smells good is what I said. Okay. Into this pan. I've got the garlic out again. And I am just going to drop some of that garlic right in there. Don't let your garlic burn. Okay. It's just about 2 minutes aside on the scallops, so I'm going to watch them. Get them out in the middle of the pan with the butter here. Computer, set a timer for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
That's a cook's best friend right there. Sometimes in a quarantine kitchen, nothing is level. Sometimes meaning this one. So we just got to keep moving that butter around so the flavor gets in the scallops there. Oops, I accidentally flipped one doing that. Boom. They're not going to be as pretty now. story of my life. Computer end timer. I don't have any white wine. It's going to be San Pellegrino for our vintage tonight. Computer, set a timer for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Okay. Generally speaking, I go with a rule of 5 basic ingredients. So our flavorings are butter, salt, pepper, and garlic. Cauliflower and asparagus make 6 on that. Over here, though, we're making up for it with the law of averages because we've just got scallops, butter, salt, pepper, and garlic. Computer, end timer. All right, I'm going to plate it up, and you guys can take a look at it before I eat it. All right, guys, here we are. Scallops with a ghetto risotto. Warning, don't try this at home. So yeah, it's not that bad, really. Scallops got a little overdone, just a hair. Risotto definitely needed a little bit of white wine. It would have made the flavor, but it's not that bad. This glass, incidentally, could have used a little white wine as well. Probably a Sauvignon Blanc. I'd have settled for a Chardonnay. But hey, what can you do when you're in quarantine? So, I hope you're eating well. Have a good one.